They say a single piece of paper can change a life, but no one tells you that sometimes that paper can be a lie. Mary had always believed her life was steady, not perfect, but steady enough to trust. She had a good job, one people respected. She worked hard, dressed well, and walked with quiet confidence. Her father had died years ago, and since then her world had been small and careful, just her and her mother holding each other together through memories and prayers. When she married John, she thought God had finally completed her story. It started on an ordinary morning. Mary felt weak, her head spun, her body felt heavy, like it was carrying a secret she didn't understand. She brushed it off at first, but by afternoon, the pain had settled deep inside her bones. That was when she decided to go to the hospital. The nurse took her blood. The doctor asked her to return later that day. Mary went back to work, trying to ignore the fear growing quietly in her chest. When she returned to the hospital, everything had changed. Sirens screamed, people cried, blood stained the floor. There had been a terrible accident nearby. Many people were rushed in at the same time. Doctors ran from one bed to another. The hospital was chaos. A tired doctor handed Mary an envelope. "Your result," he said quickly. Before she could ask anything, he was gone. Mary found a corner, opened the paper, and read the words slowly. Then she stopped breathing. A deadly disease. Her hands shook, her ears rang, the world faded. She read it again and again. It didn't change. That night, Mary told John. He held her at first, but his arms felt cold. When she told his mother and elder sister, their faces hardened. Their questions sounded like accusations. Their words cut deeper than the sickness itself. Soon, whispers filled the house. John stopped touching her, stopped asking how she felt, stopped coming home early. Her friends began to disappear one by one. Calls were not returned, messages were left unread, invitations stopped coming. Mary had never felt so lonely while being surrounded by people. Then one evening, John's mother spoke plainly. "She will bring shame. She will bring trouble. She should leave." John said nothing. That silence broke Mary more than any insult. She was chased out of the house she once called home. With only a small bag in her hands, Mary returned to her mother. Her mother didn't ask questions. She simply opened her arms and held her daughter like she did when Mary was a child. That night, Mary cried until there were no tears left. Weeks passed. Mary grew weaker, but something felt strange. She didn't feel like someone dying. Her mother insisted they visit another hospital. Mary almost refused. What was the point of hope? But love pushed her forward. The new doctor looked calm, careful, kind. Tests were done again. When the result came out, the doctor frowned. "This is malaria," he said gently. Mary laughed. Then she cried. Then she shook her head. She told him everything, the first hospital, the deadly diagnosis, the pain. The doctor checked again and again. "It is malaria," he repeated, "nothing else." Mary walked out of the hospital confused, her heart beating loudly. Which result was true? Was she saved, or was this false hope? Just then, her phone rang. It was the doctor. "Please come back," he said. "I need to see you for an urgent matter." When they arrived, the hospital hall was full of people. Some were injured, some were crying, some were smiling through pain. The doctor explained. During the accident that day, many test results were mixed up. A wealthy family, affected by the accident, had decided to help everyone who suffered from that mistake. Mary's result had been given to her by error. She was never sick. She was never dying. Tears streamed down her face as relief washed over her like rain after a long drought. They apologized. They compensated her with money. They offered her a better job. For the first time in months, Mary felt alive again. Not long after, John and his family came. They knelt, they begged, they cried. Mary listened quietly. She forgave them, but she did not return, because some doors, once closed by pain, should never be opened again. Mary walked forward with her mother beside her, stronger than she had ever been, knowing now that the greatest sickness she survived was not in her body, but but in the hearts of those who left her when she needed them most.